Welcome back, everybody, to ATV Offroad Fury 4. The last time I had posted anything about this game was on July 15th of 2020, and we visited Australia. And we're going to pick up after that and pretend that nothing happened. Now, if you can't tell, I did make some progress off camera. Just a little bit. I believe I got the actual achievement for completing everything in classic mode. But anyways, we're back. We've defeated Australia. I don't remember when I did that on this save file, but I mean, we'll give it a shot. So this is going to be a little weird because I'm not trying to get myself a copyright claim. This is a little weird that I'm just going to be playing silent. I'll figure out something for myself because the music does add like so much to the experience. But I mean, I guess I could just sing it or something. Run away, I'll attack. Run away, change yourself. I barely missed that. To my recollection, this was like the most satisfying track to play because it just lends so much to the actual... Hitting the right rhythms feels so good. And I think my emulator is like a little slow, but that's fine. I'm totally running a very efficient PC. Speaking of, just because I haven't uploaded in 5 years doesn't mean anything about my setup has changed, other than I've added more shit to it. I have so many peripherals. I've got so many things plugged into my PC right now, it's probably like dying from just processing how many USB ports are stuffed into it right now, I think, but that's fine. I say that as I miss my rhythm, and Dirk is still a bitch. Man, the plot to this game was so fucking stupid. Like, why did they try to, like, have a story? I know they tried to make it, like, interesting in some kind of way, but, I mean, really, you just needed to make ATV Offroad Fury 3 2, and a lot of people would have been really happy. A lot of people being me, of course. But I really do like the like charm and vibe of this game. The soundtrack really ties it all together, even though, like, no, I still think 2 has the weakest soundtrack. I know the 30-year-olds are gonna, like, crucify me for that. Oh my god, it had Alien Ant Farm in there. I don't care. I think in terms of soundtrack, I think 3 had the best one that connected to the vibe. I mean, opening up with Acceptance is Permanent is enough to, like, chef's kiss. I think 4 also set a really good vibe, and you had a lot of darker tones, a lot more alternative stuff, and then, like, a couple hip hop tracks that were pretty good. You know, I think it was an interesting choice, the Census Fail song they chose. I think it fit, but also, like, listening to the lyrics of Stretch Your Legs to Coffin Length, it's literally just, I'm drinking myself to sleep, and god damn it, I crashed. I'm mad I crashed. If I lose to Dirk, I might just stop this recording and never upload anything ever again. I don't do it for convincing people that I'm good at video games. I do it for the love of the game. The game that I'm referring to is both ATV Offroad Fury 4 and, like, video editing and filming as a creative field. I have a lot of fun with it, and I'm really glad now that I'm out of college that I can, like, really get into that a little more than I used to. And in case you were wondering why I haven't uploaded in 5 years, I kinda went to college. Sorta. A little. Did my 5-year victory lap. Oh, I'm gonna fucking top him. You know, I say that, but Dirk's not the type of guy that I'd want to top. I don't know, he's just got that, like, sweaty aura about him. I feel like he'd just become an alcoholic and, like, scream at the TV during a football game and tell me to get back in the kitchen. You know, I'd do that for someone who loves me, but I don't think Dirk's gonna be that one for me. And that bitch still got in second place. Did I just spend part of that recording offering my romantic opinion on fucking Dirk? I'm sure some people find him hot. Certainly not me. Could not be me. This is, like, I really love the tracks they made with this game, too. Like, they've really outdone themselves with the diversity and the speed and the playability. As much as I love the MX vs. ATV series, the ATV Offroad Fury series really... As much as I love the MX vs. ATV series, I think this series does a really great job of having just enough realism to make it still engaging. But they've done really well with designing the physics and the overall gameplay to make sure that this is still a fun, like, game to play. Because, like, you can argue that, like, oh, like, MX bikes or whatever would probably have better physics, but, like, I'm still coming back to play this all the time. And this isn't going to, you know, one-to-one compare to going out on a track, because it's an arcade racer. And that's fine. If I want to go on the track, I'm going to go on the track. Because, I mean, like, look at this huge-ass jump. Like, that's only happening in, like, I mean, look at these jumps here. And I'm going 80 miles an hour on an ATV. Like, none of this is really real. It's all, like, fantasized. Like, this jump, that's something out of a fucking Red Bull Instagram clip. Not many people are really doing that type of shit for, like, actual racing. And I think this makes it, like, so cool. Because you still feel, like, real enough. When it lands, I can hear the little squeak of the suspension. I can feel enough where, like, I lose grip if I fucking use the emergency brake. But, I mean, there's still enough realism in this game to make it kind of connected. Like, it's not just like a constant speed or anything. Like, I still have to focus on hitting the right rhythms and going the right places and not fucking up my line like that, and having different levels of grip on different surfaces. And, like, there's enough aspects to it that make it feel a little realistic. I mean, realistic enough for someone who has... I've never gone 80 miles on an ATV on a national track in a fantasy beach world. But I'm sure someone who has would be like, oh, at this speed, the spring rates would be going out of control, and you'd be bucked off your ATV before... Like, I don't care about that. I'm here because I'm excited about the sport, and I want to have a way to have fun off of, like, a physical setting. And that's okay, because I've played this all the time throughout my childhood. And it's still wonderful to come back to. And it's so nice to have that. And to have that vibe. And also, like, you know, even build a little bit of a connection to the sport. Even while I'm not actively out, like, riding my motorcycle. I have a motorcycle, by the way, in case you didn't know. Your motorcycle is not a personality trait. Despite what the TikTok boys parking outside bookstores so they can fucking fetishize people. Maybe I shouldn't get into that, because that's another video for another time. I do love the Team Fury design. This is, like, such a cool thing, and to make that, like, part of the game where you are racing Team Fury, like, that's kind of sick. I'm really excited. That's, like, a thing in this game. You know, that's part of the story mode that, like, makes it really cool, because it's like, man, I'm a protagonist on the fucking Fury team. I mean, I didn't really play this much as a kid, but this is such a cool, like, connection piece of, like, having this protagonist that you race as, and somehow you know how to drive every vehicle professionally. And also your racing team has fucking abundant resources. You know, with the amount I've earned from the amount of championships I've won, which is, like, still incredibly unrealistic, I could definitely retire pretty comfortably. I don't think that happens for, like, anyone in the sport. I'm pretty sure even the world's best, like, motocross riders probably make, like, $2,000 off of a raceway. I can't imagine that they're making that much money. I don't think you're getting too much other than, like, an oil pump sponsorship so that you don't have to spend as much money in the garage. Like, that's one of those things where you just do it for the love of the game, and I really love that. I just wish that, like, you know, accessibility was more of a thing. Can I lap this guy? Come on, Jones. Fucking... no, never mind. Yeah, like, what do you mean I got paid $9,000 by my sponsor? And I have over $5 million. That's incredible. Anyway, time for the heavy stuff. Let's see what we got. I do like the I think handling's a really important thing, but I kind of just like this truck better. It's just got better vibes. I don't know how else to put it. Man, sometimes I wish I was like an actual adult during the MTV era where everything was just hardcore and crazy. Like, imagine being someone who could go see trophy trucks live, and you'd go there, and then you'd go home with a Limp Bizkit CD and an alcohol problem at 13. I don't know. So much of that isn't really around in the public eye as much anymore. I know they have like the Red Bull teams and shit like that, and like all the stunt riders, but you don't see as much racing or like, especially trophy trucks, like crazy shit like that. Like, what do you mean you just got this giant ass truck? Oh, we're gonna throw it around the dirt track. Okay. But anyways, yeah, we have 3 athletes on our team. Me, Astrid, and some other guy. And somehow that's enough to get us through motocross bikes, ATVs, buggies, and trucks. And compete in all of these different events in all of these different continents. And somehow all of the other riders and teams do it as well, because I have totally faced off against Manu in other venues, on other vehicles. But I guess we're professional trophy truck drivers now. I do also like in the PSP version, to make up for some of the content that they cut, they did have snowmobiles and rally cars. Oh yeah, that's right, they cut out the point-to-point. So they replaced that with rally stages, and that was really cool to have as a youngin' on my little PSP. That still works. I just need to fix the joystick. These are the physics that it's like, okay, this is kind of funny on how badly representative they are of like how this shit works. But you know, I'll give it a pass because it's fun to do. But I remember playing games as a kid where the physics just sucked, and like there was no way around it. And some of the experiences you had subsequently was just like, man, this is kind of bullshit, because I don't feel like I'm actually rewarded or connecting to like how this game works, because it just feels like dumb luck. This totally doesn't feel like dumb luck unless like Manu comes up from nowhere and completely just zooms past me. Like, that does happen sometimes on these games with how the AI is managed. But the actual driving experience and making sure, like, oh, I gotta keep my lap times down, or like, if I crash at this point, it'll be a really big problem for me. And that stuff is, like, mostly predictable, even on an emulated PS2 game. From 2006? Wait. October 31st, 2006. What a Halloween pick, wow. Imagine pulling up to GameStop on Halloween. And, you know, that explains a lot for, like, the vibe it creates. It's very, it takes itself very seriously and very, there's like a dread to it. Maybe, like, you know what? It's because George Bush was president. And like Alkaline Trio, I'm not much of an Alkaline Trio super fan, but there isn't a single Lost Prophets track in this game. That's an achievement. I wonder if Ian Watkins was, I forget when, I don't know when he was arrested, but he's dead now. But this is so beautifully set up, and I love how they have the heavy and light nationals for one track. It just sucks that the free ride for this game is a lot worse than it was for any of the other games. 3 was peak free ride. You would go out to a national or a freestyle track, and you would have so much to do. You could go to East Point Quarry on split screen with your siblings or your friends. You could just tear up you could jump on a ship. That was like so cool to me as a 6-year-old, or whatever version of me plays ATV Offroad Fury 3 with my siblings, which I mean probably was a lot of versions of me's, because that split screen is so much fun. I really hope it like makes more of a comeback, and hopefully people actually enjoy spending time with each other. I mean I say that as like a meta, but I know that the Switch is still like one of the most popular consoles ever sold. It might be best selling. I don't know. I'm gonna look that up. 153 million units sold. So that's a lot of damage. But I do remember the Switch is like pretty good at like having couch co-op and 2-player play, and I love that the Nintendo consoles are still promoting that a bunch, because I feel like there's so much of the online play that gets promoted, and it's just a bunch of sweaty degenerates. And I don't know, the online gaming is not a great place to be, especially if you're a woman or black or queer. Like, not to get on the soapbox about it, but you can't tell me that the gaming space doesn't have a lot of problems, because if you think about it, like, gaming casts such a wide net, but a lot of people who I don't want to say are better off in life, but like there are people who have better things to do than game all day. So you get that, and then you get like a bunch of PUBG or Tarkov sweats. That just like clash of personalities between someone who just wants to like, chill for a bit and have fun, and someone who hasn't been outside for multiple days or showered. By the way, if you're watching this and you're like some sweaty person, I don't really know how to describe any of that, but if you're some sweaty incel, go take a shower, take care of yourself. Not sponsored, obviously, but I used Cheeky. So I started using Cheeky, one, because I watched Moist Critical, and Charlie's great, lovely guy, and I wanted to, see what that was all about, and see if like the soap was really good, and the soap was really good. So I've been with him. I talk about that like we're married, but I've been using Cheeky for a couple months now. I think I've ordered two shipments, something like that. I will say the touch, like the scents are so strong. So I play recreational hockey, right, with a bunch of men, and I get to shower with a bunch of old dudes. And while that's exciting for some people, and exciting to me in some ways, part of that is like some of these hoes do not even, sometimes I get concerned, where it's like, what do you mean you didn't bring soap and you're just gonna like pour water on you? Or like, what do you mean you're not like, what do you mean you're not scrubbing down your legs or your feet or like any other part of your body that isn't like your immediate chest and like neck? You have to like wash the other parts of your body, right? But I guess like shower habits are I don't know. I'm a little concerned with how some people have learned to wash themselves. Also, wash your asshole. Not to be, well, actually, yes, to be crude, but wash your asshole. Like, get in there. You know, you don't have to. You don't have to finger yourself, but get a little soap in there. If you got a detachable shower head, that's like the perfect bidet. You know, like it's the best thing ever. And I want more people to see that, because it really is liberating to have a clean asshole and not be like weird swamp ass all the fucking time. But yeah, wash your asshole in the shower. It's life-changing. You will have a much better time. Your sexual partners will have a much better time as well, if they enjoy that. Or maybe they just don't want to, like, smell you all like that.